Welcome to the Books Knowledge Podcast, where we explore the secrets to financial success and share actionable insights to help you build wealth. I'm your host, and today we have an exciting episode inspired by the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. We'll be diving into the top 10 most important lessons from this influential book, and we'll bring each lesson to life with stories and examples. So let's get started. Lesson number 1. The difference between assets and liabilities. In the book, Kiyosaki shares a story about how his rich dad taught him this crucial lesson. One day, Kiyosaki and his friend were asked by their rich dad to work at one of his grocery stores for a small wage. While the other kids were excited about earning money, Kiyosaki's rich dad had a different plan. He paid them in silver dollars, which they were not allowed to spend. Instead, they had to learn the lesson of investing and making their money work for them. This experience taught Kiyosaki that assets, such as investments or real estate, put money in your pocket, while liabilities like cars or consumer goods take money out of your pocket. Lesson number 2. The power of financial education. Kiyosaki highlights the importance of financial literacy throughout the book. He shares a story about his poor dad, who was highly educated academically, but lacked financial intelligence. Despite having a stable job and a good income, Kiyosaki's poor dad struggled financially. In contrast, his rich dad, who didn't have a higher education, possessed significant financial knowledge. This emphasized the idea that formal education may not always equate to financial success. To truly thrive, one must invest in financial education and continuously learn about money management, investing, and wealth-building strategies. Lesson number 3. The importance of controlling cash flow. In Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Kiyosaki explains how his rich dad taught him to focus on increasing his income-generating assets and reducing unnecessary expenses. He tells a story about how his rich dad encouraged him to purchase a small rental property. Despite facing challenges and unexpected expenses, the rental income eventually exceeded the expenses, resulting in positive cash flow. This lesson teaches us that managing cash flow effectively is crucial for building wealth over time. Lesson number 4. The significance of taking calculated risks. Kiyosaki stresses the importance of taking calculated risks to achieve financial success. He shares a story about his rich dad teaching him the game of Monopoly. In the game, players learn the value of strategic decision-making, negotiation, and taking calculated risks to acquire properties and build wealth. The lesson here is that playing it safe may limit your potential gains. To create significant wealth, one must be willing to step out of their comfort zone and seize opportunities. Lesson number 5. The drawbacks of relying solely on a job. Kiyosaki challenges the traditional notion of relying solely on a job for income. He shares a story about his poor dad, who worked hard and had a steady paycheck, but struggled financially due to increasing expenses and rising taxes. In contrast, his rich dad taught him to focus on creating multiple streams of income through investments and entrepreneurship. Kiyosaki himself started by building a business that generated income outside of his job, leading him on a path to financial independence. Lesson number 6. The value of building assets. Throughout the book, Kiyosaki emphasizes the importance of acquiring income-generating assets. He shares a story about how his rich dad encouraged him to invest. Thank you for your time to listen to this small and brief podcast. Do subscribe to the channel for more such podcasts in the future.